Yes, I'm up here back on my perch, back on my king perch on King Mountain, looking down on all of our wonderful citizens. It's okay, I'm a benevolent king. I will take very good care of everyone down there. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody watching, too, as well. I like to take my time out to pay attention to everything that everybody says. All the time. I'm paranoid. It's a problem. Welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. I'm doing this show for you, but also for my pleasure. Primarily for my pleasure. You're just along for the ride. It's okay. I love you. I love you. Let's watch. Let's watch. It's back, and I'm very happy. Very happy.
In 2865, Hurston Dynamics purchased a planet in the Stanton system and began the process of looking for their capital, being careful not to build on the resource-intense areas they bought the planet for in the first place, because you gotta leave all that free for the mining after all. Now, during that search, they designated one particular area already filled with structures that house the on-world workers by the three-letter designation LOR, an acronym for the rather dismissive title Local Occupational Residency.
Can we boo them? I want to boo the Hurstons right now. I want to boo them. I want to feel good about booing them. Crusader, fight forever.
After essentially requiring all of their workers to live there, because it makes it easier to keep an eye on everyone.
Thank you, Tech. Thank you. I see you, bro. I'm feeling the vibes. Everybody's feeling the vibes. We're feeling good. Let's see. Jared's got a different look tonight. Jared has always got a different look when he comes back, you know? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Thank you, Oz. Appreciate you. 26 months. Holy mother of all that is holy. Oh, my God, this love. I love you, Trip. I love you, bro. Just go with it. Just go with it. Just go with the bro. You brought back the Brokeback Mountain, didn't you? Oh, all right, listen. Enough of this. Let's get back into the show, shall we? Jeez. Thank you. Thank you.
The town eventually gathered an unofficial temporary nickname. And as anyone that's ever built something huge and complex can tell you, there are few things in life more permanent than an unofficial temporary nickname. Now, eventually, the Hurston family made this the center of all commerce and residence on the planet. And thus, Lorville continued to grow and expand and be built upon. And in the upcoming Alpha 319, it's taking its next major step forward towards becoming the thriving, brutalist cityscape old Solomon Hurston would be proud of.
What's up, Oz? Got all our super mods here tonight. This is awesome. Man, look what they gotta do.
How would I describe?
Look what they gotta do. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous monument right here. Look what they got to do. You know, to feel special about themselves. That's bigger than some buildings. It's just the angle. It's just the angle. That's what I tell Christy all the time.
Well, how would I describe Lorville to somebody who's never seen it?
Lots of crazy stuff happened there.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's very dusty.
I love the lore.
Definitely very dusty. Yeah.
I think it would be something that's a place that's very polluted. It would be a place that's very oppressive, but also pretty lively at the same time. People are working there day and night.
Lorville is essentially a mega city. It's sprawling, it's huge, and it's on a Stanton 1 planet inside the Stanton system. The story of Lorville, I know that it was built by a company, a family business. It's ruled.
I mean, nothing looks good. Look at all their portraits over there. Nobody's happy in that family. Absolutely everybody looking for a knife in their back, trying to get that inheritance. They're all waiting for it. Look at them all. None of them were ever happy. They just said, hey, smile, smile. We're going to do a portrait. And they couldn't smile. There was no smiling in that family. Every time I walk in there, man, I get chills. I get chills. Almost as bad as Pico's, man. Almost as bad as Pico's.
built by the Hurston family.
Almost.
And it's a very authoritarian regime.
Place that's very like expensive in the scale of it.
Reminds you a little bit of 1984, that kind of stuff,
She's
maybe.
Cute.
Also a little bit of a Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner,
Absolutely,
something like that.
Aether.
That's what comes to my mind when I think of Lorville, yeah.
Yeah, man. Future China. Future China.
So a landing zone like Lorville is a hub for the players. It has many services. There's the hubs, the habitations,
China.
and from there, like they can spawn. There's the hospitals. There's shops. There's missions.
Yeah.
There's obviously multiple areas and some new areas as well.
When you're arriving from your ship, the first thing you're going to see is, well, you're going to see the CBD, of course.
Central Business District. And this is where the Hurston family oversees the city.
Oh, that's CBD.
There's the spaceport that obviously has a lot of the transit line going to. You can also go to the L19 where there's obviously some residential.
Leading up from
Dude,
like
okay, this music they're playing right now, it's just feeling it. Like like everything about it. It's got the Lorville vibes, Hurston vibes, the pollution, the capitalism. Oh, capitalism gone completely wrong. It went way out into the future, and you know, but under like a dictatorship CEO kind of like squashing the thumb down on everybody that lives there. It's just a hard thing to deal with. Let's take a breath, everybody. Let's just, whew, man, that's getting oppressive.
center, we have like those transit lines that are like going in different directions.
Yeah, man.
From the center of the city, and from there, there's many districts inside the inner city. In the inner city,
All about the
we
poo,
represent the different classes of the residents of
Tech?
Lorville. There's areas of there
gotta
where
feel
there's
that
more
vibe.
wealth.
Look at all
These
that
are
gold.
like,
Look at the lavish. Look at the luxury, man. Their buildings, you know, they're like, hey, we'll put the gold out there. We'll put it all out there. Fuck the people that live there. They don't care about the people that live. They just put it on their buildings and monuments of themselves, man. They don't even
higher
care.
up top, and
They don't
they
even
have
care.
like a gold cladding on their buildings, and we have like
Right.
lower areas
What do we
that are
got?
like
Look at this.
closer to the industrial areas.
Cargo containers,
And
rusted
it's
out
mainly
cargo containers,
residential and commercial. We have like lots of opportunities for branding. The branding comes mainly
right,
from
Max.
Nicolas Fortin's team. So we partnered with them,
They
and
do,
they
dude.
come
That's how
up
broke
like
they
with
are,
new brands. In turn, the environment art team helped to integrate those into
Oh,
billboards and holograms
Awesome
throughout the city.
dystopian future, man. Somewhere. Woo.
So the areas like the CBD, the L19 at the spaceport, you're all familiar with. These haven't changed. They just moved slightly because they were already up to a quality that
this
still
guy
works
remind me
today.
of?
And what we've worked on is the connecting tissue between those to make like a
Look at that. Look at that shot, man. Look at that shot. You know, a lot of times I forget the vibes, but like I watch it like this and I'm like, yeah, the lore hits, you know.
like the city feel actually the big size compared to what it was.
Yes, Wind.
Buildings are now much
Fight
higher,
wind.
but you're also going to see how the city now extends further away, a little bit like tentacles.
They absolutely
right?
do,
And
Ash.
it
You're right,
spreads
dude.
out into those smaller islands. We call them islands. Those are the industrial islands. Let's say you start from the spaceport and you want to travel outside
What?
towards the industrial islands. First of all, they're much further away, but they're still connected. You know, they connected using pipelines from the city to the outskirts. And once you get to the industrial islands, you can see, you know, it's filled with chimneys,
Man.
lots of activities happening there. It really shows, you know, the might that is Hurston Dynamics.
Speaking of might, it's time.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Thank you, Oz, very much. Thank you.
Dynamics and the Hurston family itself.
It's a good. It was polka time. I
Yeah.
felt that.
I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, it's looking great, man. It's looking great. Ooh, man.
So making Lorville was
You remember when we were first walking around? What's up, Platinum? Give me those Bezos biddies. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Platinum. Platinum Sniper coming in here, supporting us. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Lots of support and love tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you.
not like a straight line. There was many like challenges, and we didn't really have expectations of what we could achieve or not achieve. We just went with our feelings, what kind of city we wanted to build, basically.
You know, we tried to create a certain variety of colors inside the city, but overall it remains pretty gray. But at the same time, it's also pretty dusty. You know, it reflects the pollution, how industrial the city is.
And in the end, like, we're just like driving that point that it's like heavily polluted, or authoritarian, and that it's in everything we do.
Dude, perfect track with this too.
Lighting is very important when you're coming to a location. Where one of the last part that the artist will do, it really brings the life to all the previous work that the environmental artist did.
Lighting drives the eye. It makes us look at places, and it just like enhances the contrasts, and we get like a whole better look through that lighting.
The lighting really, it brings in the whole atmosphere. And during the night, we want to bring that feeling of liveliness to the city.
Yeah, night is pretty badass with all the new buildings, the taller buildings, the windows and everything. Little red lights, blinking red lights across the city. As a player, when you come in and you see these giant structures, but also these little lights, it really shows, you know, okay, this is a really big building. Try to put a lot of small details,
I like this kid too,
elements,
man.
like
Very humble.
street lights, containers.
Like this
also a little bit of some pathways for vehicles to move around. That really helps to solidify the idea that, you know, this is a giant city, giant facilities that are being built inside the city. And yeah, it's huge.
There's a lot of different viewpoints right now, so you'll be able to appreciate it from a lot of different distances and viewpoints, even if you're far away.
Still a very bustling city, lots of activities happening. You can also see people taking the train, the transit to move around the city to, you know, get from their habs to their workplace.
The lighting on the transit line has been really, really improved. You'll have a lot more to see when you're going through these different lines, and I think it's going to be very exciting.
It's not just the lights in the city, but also in the industrial islands. Even though they're a bit further away, they have these giant, I call them cauldrons. It's like burning some sort of material. It's very orangey. It glows a lot. I think you can actually see them from outer space. Lighting at night with those cauldrons. It's really amazing looking.
You're not gonna hate me.
I say this all the time about Star Citizen, and you can call me a white knight if you want, but man, it's like seeing this stuff come together. Remember when we had this all in our head? I mean, you got little phases of it. We're seeing it upgrade. How can you not be happy about things like this? I mean, how can people bitch about things like this? Oh, they want it fast. They want it right now. They blah, blah, blah. Like 10,000 things they're going to tell you to be upset about. But me, I actually am like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, I dig this. I've seen the progression. I see where we're at. It's looking fantastic. Let me dream. Let dreamers dream. And those that follow, let's try hard to make this dream come a reality, and let's do it and be positive, and let's focus on that maybe. Can I get a name?
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
How about it's time for that? How about it's time to breathe that in for a little bit? Try that on. See how that feels.
King.
The atmosphere is really important as well.
It
gives like the depth that we need inside the city. It makes things like feel believable.
That's good, Pepe. Good
And like it adds this layer of realism.
Lorville during the day is very, very polluted, obviously. So when you get into the city, there are very thick layer of clouds.
Right.
And when you get through these clouds, it's like getting into a new world, in a different world. They cover the top of the building.
So thick.
It's very impressive.
So thick and
they
so
just bring so much to the atmosphere.
Thick and beautiful.
They really kind of put that finish on the daylighting.
Sunlight doesn't actually always touch the ground. You know, everything's a little bit in the shade because all the smoke, the smog, the atmosphere. It's so thick. You can't really see
thick.
into the horizon. You know, how many buildings is there? You know, it's pretty claustrophobic, even though you know it's a giant city. But if
This
you
kid
look
needs-
really
they
far
need to put
away,
this-
you can't
this kid
really
on the show
see
more.
where it ends.
They need
because
to put
of
this
the
kid on the show
atmosphere.
more.
Chris did a great job on the atmosphere,
her
and it
too.
looks very, very unhealthy, I would say, to be there in that atmosphere for very long.
VFX, they did a great job with, especially the chimneys, the amounts of smoke that the industrial zones are creating. It really emphasizes the pollution aspect to how they do business in Hurston.
Wow,
Lighting definitely with the
this
new
is better than what I
atmosphere
imagined,
looks
dude.
really much different, and it really showcases the ominous feeling of the city.
The whole composition of the city works through with lighting just hand in hand. Without
The
lighting, like
atmosphere is
everything
so
looks
great
a bit flat.
and so thick.
And so it's very important in that process to bring kind of the
It needs
final
to be
look,
thick.
to bring it alive from what the concept
love
art
it.
originally kind of said about the location.
I love this. Thick. That's how I feel. I do, though. Very thick. Yeah, really. I mean, the thumbnail.
The biggest change from the old Lorville to the new is the scale of those buildings.
My buddy Execute coming in like a boss. We're checking out the facelift here. We like what we're seeing. Beautiful and thick. We love the atmosphere. We love the way this is feeling. We love the way it's looking. We're being positive about this tonight. What's up? What's up, Knight? Welcome to the fam. Come on in. Thank you so much, Execute. That's why I love Execute. Execute is one of the most genuine, authentic, real guys ever. I wish I had more time. I'd hang out with Execute, man. Execute, Erad, whole bunch of them. We should get together one day when we get rich. Just like bring everybody with us, chill out at a bar somewhere for the weekend. We'll get like, you know, maybe we can go to a casino. Let's go to a casino. Let's blow it all, baby. No.
Buildings.
Good to
and
see
they
you, buddy.
feel
Thank you for
much
the raid,
more
buddy.
integrated, lifelike as a city. And that was one of the reasons at the
I would dig
beginning
that. I
why
would
we
love
wanted
to be like chilling out with
to
everybody.
change Lorville was to get
Just
like
like we
that
are
proper
here.
scale throughout the city and that feeling that basically can make you feel like it's a real
It's
city.
so great. It's so
Making
great.
the buildings at the correct scale can enable us later to create interiors for those buildings. And so in that sense, Lorville will be ready for that. Getting close to the city, like especially while flying,
Looks, I know, dude. I
the
know,
feeling
Looks. I was noticing that.
is just so great. We've lowered the restricted zone as much as we
I like
can.
his oddness.
And we can really get close to the buildings now. The size of those windows are like true to real life size of windows. The scale of things feels like really good.
Yeah.
Level
Like
design.
I'm not gonna go all like completely fanboying over this, even though like, you know, everything I've seen so far is absolutely amazing. But Ash is right. You know, we gotta put a little dash of rational in there. And, you know, like needing a little bit more areas, have it span out a little bit farther. I agree with you, Ash. I do, dude. Like, I think personally, a lot of us have forgotten the vibes and moved on from. I mean, how many people still use Lorville? You know, I don't know. But like, that was one of our very first. And like to see her like updated like this is really just like feels good. It just feels good to me.
Design definitely also plays a role inside
Are
the
you
city.
dead?
We
Cool,
try to
dude.
make sure that players, if they want to fly their ship around buildings
Lorville
or
in the house
into
tonight.
some of these
Everyone's
areas
like,
that
"Hey,
we call
DG,
trenches.
I
Level
hang
design
around
reminded us
Morville,
to,
motherfucker.
keep some openings so that players can
Lorville
move around
represent-
them easily.
Lorville representing in the chat
On our side,
tonight.
we also made sure that you can navigate in some of those structures,
Wow.
those trenches. You can do slaloms over
See, me too,
around
fingers,
those
me too.
pipelines.
too,
And maybe some of those areas could become potential racetracks for the future.
Lorville will have like racing opportunities, I think, because now there's like tunnels, there's cranes, there's sky bridges, there's like big straddle frames,
Wow.
and these can create target points for basically for racing.
Most likely, Futz. Most likely.
For me, the greatest thing was
More.
seeing
We always
the
want
team
more, you know?
come
It's
together
never gonna stop that
and
feeling.
pitch ideas and deliver on those.
This is beautiful, and it's so great because I get to see like the perspectives out there when I'm looking at my chat. I'm seeing you guys type in like, "Yeah, we need this, but we need this, we want more." Like, dudes, I know, like that's the one thing we always want more. Like, we'll always want more. They'll continue to give it to us. It's just, you know, sometimes it's not going to be at the pace we want. But like to see it just continually be worked on like this and so transparent, it's really refreshing. Not a lot of devs out there do this type of thing. And really, I hope the best, because if this game goes through the way I think it's going to go through, and keep breaking records, dudes, it's going to like revolutionize game funding. Like this, the way it already is in a way, but like, I just love to see everything that they're working on. I could spend 24 hours a day with this type of thing.
Those challenges and those ideas.
I just love
It's been a
game
lot of
dev.
work
I just
from
love
every
it.
department, and especially in lighting, I think it's been a big project that we've worked on. And there's so much details that's been put on every one of these areas.
It's
And I think
fantastic.
I'll be really excited to
It's-
see how people react to this. I think it's something that
fantastic.
people have been expecting for a long time.
I think for the player, you know, the fact that we can go around these areas, whether it's land vehicles or, you know, we're using spaceships, fly around these structures.
I know,
think
Hugh.
it's going to
I
be
know,
a good experience. Yeah.
more.
I hope the players
Trust me,
appreciate
I want
the
that
new
too.
Lorville, just the sheer scale, and that it feels like you can see Lorville from Avery's station. So it makes it like a big impact, I think.
What's up, Rusty? Welcome to the fam, dude. Dead says they kind of mentioned having land vehicles. That's interesting. What's up,
And I
Dead?
hope that the players
Welcome
notice.
to the stream, bro. Good to have you in here, man.
So, what did we learn
Everybody
this week?
say hi to Dead.
Well, we
Good-
learned
good
that a
content
landing
creator.
zone is
Dig
more
him.
than just the three-dimensional geo that forms it. It's that confluence where narrative, level design,
Do it.
branding, lighting, and
Do it right
atmospheric
now.
artistry meet
Or he'll
commerce,
find you.
residents, and a foundation for future gameplay opportunities like racing, mission interiors, and more. And that this newest evolution of Lorville is scheduled to make its way to you in next month's Alpha 319. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for exploring the process of game
that'll
development with
that'll
us.
be the story.
and we'll
too,
see you all
Ash,
here
know?
next week.
That'll be the story. Like that'll actually be the story, what Ash said. Ash says, don't get me wrong, it looks incredible. I just hope they would do the interior too before releasing it. And I think that's what you'll see from a lot of the content creators to get those clicks, you know, like listen, that resonates in me too. But the thing is I actually like seeing the work, you know, I know Ash does too. And I know we both have that desire to see the interiors and all that being released for 319. And we just want that kind of out there done already, but you know, and I'm afraid that's going to be the story with all the content creators. They're going to focus on that. I would like to say, hey, that was a really good episode. Number one, can we give some applause to that episode, because like they structured that episode very nicely. They did good edits. They had a good soundtrack with that. Jared did good. That was 20 minutes, 15 minutes, kind of sweet spot zone. I think the shows are getting more professional. And that's something to be said as well. You know, we wanted the bar to be raised on the Inside Star Citizen shows. They are doing it with the new studio, and the shows are being edited more professionally. So I do give them that. I think the work being done is awesome. And now it is time. Listen, it is time for that after party mode. Let's get to it. Let's do it.